Hello there, this is Patricia from Pinky's World, and today my tutorial uses poinsettia petals, but you could use any flower stamp set that you have at all. I just want to go with this one, and we're going to be using the Stampin' Chalk marker. You're going to need your white embossing powder, a Versamark ink pad, and your chosen stamps obviously, and you need something to colour them in with. I am going with dark and light Poppy Parade. They're sold in pairs, so you always get the dark and the light together, so you'll not go wrong with your shading. And I'm also using a Pro Marker blender pen because I haven't got the Stampin' Up one. I have loads of these, so I'm going to use these before I buy any more. So you want to start, once you've chosen your stamp, get yourself a piece of darkish card. I am going with crumb cake card, which I love to work with. It's like a craft colour, like craft card. So ink up your chosen stamp. This one is, as I say, from Poinsettia Petals. It's a lovely stamp set. It's been out for over a year now, but it's a favourite with me. I do love it. So we're stamping it here, and we're going to put some nice powder on it, just plain white embossing powder. Just make sure you've got it all covered. Now it looks very faint, but you'll see it once I emboss it. I want to go in and do the wee leaf as well, just to show you another colour idea. So we'll stamp our leaf. That's okay to leave for the minute, so long as you've got embossing powder on it. Just don't leave it too long. But it's certainly long enough to go ahead and stamp your leaf. I'm really pushing this down because my Versamark is kind of running low. So you can see them both taken well. I'll get this out of the way so I don't make any mess. And I always close up your Versamark lid before you turn on your embossing tool. I'll have to move this over here because the lid doesn't reach this far. So I'm going to emboss this first and then come back and show you it. So I'm back, and that is now nicely embossed. You can see it's lovely white raised. So what you want to do now is go in with your colours. And I'll say don't go in with your colours. Go in with your white chalk pen. The whole point of showing you this was to use the white chalk pen. So I'm hoping it's well pumped up. I haven't used it in a while. So just go into your design and cover it over in white chalk pen. You could go ahead and colour this, but to colour it, I'll show you a wee bit at the end. The colours will look entirely different once you add this white chalk pen. It is an amazing wee tool to have. White chalk marker, you call it. It's £3 something. It's not expensive, and it'll last you for quite a while. As I say, it's good for any of your flower stamps at all. Just go in and make sure you do all of the areas that you want to cover in with marker. You don't have to be precise or anything, just go charge in there and get it done quickly. Even do your wee centre pieces on the inside if you're using this particular stamp set. Just colour everything that you're going to colour with your markers. You could also colour it in with watercolour pencils if you fancy doing that. Again, just go over it first with your marker pen, chalk marker, whatever they call it. Just cover your areas in first, and that lightens up the whole card but gives you the lovely effect of the craft card behind it. So we're nearly done. And always remember too, when you do your heat embossing, let your card dry for a wee minute before you start going into it, in case your pen would stick to any of the embossing powder that hasn't cooled down. So we'll let that one dry and we'll colour in the leaf while we're waiting on it drying. This will open up your colour ideas for Christmas time and whatever. Being able to colour onto the darker cards. It'd be lovely on the Native Navy, I suppose. I must try it on an even darker one. So we're going to let that dry and we'll work on this one. What you first do is go in with your dark. I'm just going to go with the bullet end of it, and I'm going to take these nibs off and keep that. So we're going to move very quickly with this. Just make sure it's dry, and we'll go in one part at a time. We're going in with our darkest one. Isn't that dark? I need to check. Yeah. We'll want your darkest one in here close to the rest of it. Close to the centre, sorry. Me talking and concentrating doesn't work. Then go in with your light one and bring that colour on up. And we're going to leave some gap at the end just to leave a bit of white. I want to go in now with our blender pen and take any off where you've went over your embossed bit, which is, it's impossible nearly to not go over it when you're trying to work fast. And just spread that last wee bit out so that you get a really pale colour at the end of your leaf. And we're just going to work our way around. Dark. It's not your usual colouring way, and you need to sort of get out of the habit of me swishing it here. You shouldn't really be doing that. So going quickly with your other colour. I'm leaving that wee top part just so that I can go in and pull that colour ever so lightly up to the tip. And you can see it's starting to take hold. I'm going to get myself a wee piece of kitchen roll here. And that will maybe pull any off that I'm not bothered about getting on. So again, go in with this one. This is a slow process. It's one of those relaxing. If you have nothing scheduled or nothing in a hurry, just sit down and enjoy it. Take your time and really do a good job at it than what I'm doing. I just want to share this technique with you. And hopefully I'll give it a wee go. And again, I'm leaving that wee bit to drag up to the end. That just gives it a nice wee white tip at the end. So, and remember to clean that off. That's another thing. When you're using your Pro Marker, it's actually left in the ink, and you don't want to be using it on something else and you haven't cleaned it off. So just scribble it until it stops sharing the colour. Now, are you lifting the right one? I keep going for the... It's very hard to see in this light. So dark first. Put in all the dark, wherever you want the dark to go yourself. These are brand new poppy red colours and they're very juicy. So in with the light, just don't go right up to the tip, and then pull it up. So if you've got the gist of this, fast forward on through, unless you want to keep watching, it's up to you. Use that to mop up. I could probably take it off on that quicker. Now, so just keep working. Don't get your markers mixed up. Go in with your dark first. In with your light. And in with your blender pen. All the other pens, any brand at all, will work the same as a Stampin' Up! One would. I'm just going to colour right up to the end of this wee leaf because it's a bit small. Oops, that's a good. Right, this is a bit tricky, this one, because it's sort of lots of embossing powder on the edges you want to colour. Go in with the light. And in with our Pro marker. And give it a wee dab. You can see it's building up now. Remember, you can use your Pro marker, blender, or whatever blender you're using to pick up afterwards anywhere you don't, where you think it's clung to the embossing. If you won't get rid of it, just pick it up. And remember to dab it off, don't keep going back in with the dirty one. So, dark. 2 leaves to go. I can see I've went in there on top of this. I'm bringing this one right up as well because it's only a wee small one. But I'm going in with this Pro marker to pick that off. And blend that in. I'm doing this all dark, this one, because it's way tucked inside, And then we'll go straight out and do the last one. In with her. And I didn't leave my tip, but the blender pen will do it for me. Just lighten that end up. And that is that one coloured. Put my lids on here. I don't like leaving my markers because they are alcohol and they will dry out, so be aware of that. I'm going to go into the centre here with Daffodil Delight, the dark one, just add a wee bit of colour there. And then for our leaf, we're going to go Old Olive, dark Old Olive. I'm just going to do the whole thing dark with a bit of white on the end. I do have the light off, but it's nearly run done, so I don't want to chance having to press too hard in this small area. So just use your Pro marker and drag the colour where you want it, a bit of lightness. You can always mix your granny apple green maybe with it instead, which will automatically give it that lightness without you having to be too fussy. So that is colouring on dark cardstock. I reckon I could go in with maybe real red on top of that. I'm going to give it a go while you're here and see what difference that would make to the depth. I'm not going the whole way out, just a wee bit. It's adding a wee bit. You probably can't see it in the... I think I'll need to take my scissors to this, cut it out, and we'll see what it looks like for a card. So, just a wee idea. Get yourselves one of those. I think it's lovely. It gives the lovely whiteness to the end here. Just it's like it's catching the light. Keep adding depth if that's what you want to do. Or just go ahead and cut your few leaves out, cut out this, tuck them in, and you've made yourself a nice wee card really quick. But try it on other colours or other flowers or whatever. Well, maybe just try it when you're here, when I have you here. So I've stamped out another one. This is Flowers of Friendship, where if you ever want to do wee individual flowers, this would work too. So we'll quickly colour that in. I've let that dry and all. Just make sure you get right up to all their edges. And we're going to go in with different colours this time. Should actually got a different piece of card out, shouldn't I? Tried it, a darker piece. Not coloured very well. I'm rushing that much here, but I'm hoping you're getting the gist of this. So we're letting that dry, and I'm going to go in maybe with these lovely Highland Heather Light and Dark, which is a beautiful colour to use. And again, I'm just going in with a bullet. Just make sure it's dry. And just go in. I'm not going to go with the white tip on these ones. I'm just going to go right in to the top with the lighter colour. Put that on loosely just to stop it drying up. I want to go back in and add another wee bit of depth to that colour. Same again here. There's something wrong with the tip of my pen. I don't like it. What's going on? Let me go in with the other edge. It's maybe running done, that's what's wrong. So again, go in with your deep one just to add a bit of depth. Some stamps will be easier than others to colour in this way. Ugh, keep closing that. It's too awkward, isn't it? So stupid. Go in with a dark one. In with your light. Go back in with your dark. It does dry slightly nicer looking, as you can see. It's picking up in the other colours. If I was to put that dark here, for instance, look how black it is, and that has come out lovely and bright. And anywhere that you've went a bit mad in your rush, pick it off and make your whites stand out again. So, another little idea, and I'll show you just how dark the red is here too. No, it is really, really dark, and that lifts it up so much more. So, and I'll just show you the green marker here if I have it. Yep. It's nearly black against the dark card. So, give it a wee go, try it. They are worth their weight in gold, those chalk markers. Stampin' Chalk marker is their number. 132133 is the order number. So anybody local that wants one, I will order it with one of my orders to save you on your postage. And anybody who can't order Stampin' Up, get in touch with me and I'll sort you out. So I'll catch you all again later. Bye.